Hello, friends. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Oh my goodness. Such a weird day to be streaming. I almost said Tuesday for some unknown reason. But hello. Let me know if you can see me or not see me. I know you can't see me. Let me know if you can hear me, if the audio is at a good level. You're going to be able to see me in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome. How is it going? Hello, Monica. Welcome to the stream. Victoria, good morning. Christopher. Hello. Welcome. Hello. Oh, it's evening for some people. I decided today to do a stream at a earlier time. So it's currently only 1 p.m. here in Canada. And I figured this would be a good way for me to get other people to come and be able to enjoy the stream. So if you're here for the first time, let me know. Welcome to the stream if you are. Ian, hello, welcome. Phil, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm interested in how this differs from the original one. I got a prototype game of it from Matt himself. Very nice. Jade, good evening. I have the original, but still haven't played that one. Victoria! Oh my goodness. You need to play Three Sisters. 100%. It's wonderful. This new version has actually sparked my love for Three Sisters again. Because there was a while where I played Three Sisters a lot, and then I kind of took a break from it for a year to a year and a half, and now we are back, baby. We are back. Three Sisters is one of my top 10 roll and writes, me as well. Probably top 10 overall X and writes. Got this delivered last week, but haven't had time to get it to the table yet. Well, Ian, you should definitely get it to the table soon. We have some in stock. Very nice, Vortac. Same here, Ian. I love Three Sisters. I so want to get into this campaign. I do find this campaign to be really cool because it's not really you could probably just go into this thinking that it is not so much a campaign. There is a little bit of a story to it, but it's not too story driven. So you could go in and do different chapters in whatever order that you would like, but it does kind of introduce more and more complex things in a way. It's not super different between them. It's not I haven't gotten to any of the really high numbered chapters, but I was trying to decide today whether I wanted to do this chapter, which is chapter 4, or if I wanted to do chapter 6, which was a giant pumpkin that you have in the middle of your garden. But both of them were very similar when it came to complexity. So I was I don't really know what one I want to do, but it's really just introducing different modules that you can then, once you're finished the campaign, add whatever modules that you would like. You can add multiple modules into a game if you'd like, or you could just play with one of them. Like I said, today I'm going to be playing chapter 4, which is Groundhog Trouble, which I think is what the chapter is called. Jeremiah, hello, welcome, happy Friday. Audio good, video good. Thank you so much. Chapter 4, question mark? Yes. So basically this is the new version of Three Sisters. It's Harvest Edition. It comes with a, I just kind of explained, a campaign-ish kind of thing where you go through 12 different chapters and each chapter introduces different modules that you can then play with. So, yes. Very excited to show you guys chapter 4. It's one of my faves too. It's not available in the UK yet, but I'm definitely picking it up ASAP. Very nice. Hello, Jade. Welcome. I can hear you all fine. Perfect. Wonderful. Looking cute. Thank you. I figured this sweater is very, it matches the game and the game's vibe so well. So I was you know what? I have to wear this cardigan. Even though I will say the sleeves on this cardigan are ginormous. And this is a constant struggle that I'm always facing when it comes to my outfits and what things I choose to wear while playing board games. it's always these like crazy large sleeves that knock over stuff. But I figured with this game, there's not a ton that you can like knock over because it's just a roll and write. So I was like, you know what? We're going to do it. Time Roller. Hello, welcome to the stream. How are you? Yep, first time for me, 6 p.m. in England. Very nice. Philip, welcome to the stream. I'm so glad that you're able to make it. Kondar, yay, I can finally make a stream. Heck yes, welcome. This is exactly why I wanted to do this at like a slightly different time. It might be earlier for some others that usually come to the evening streams, but then this also makes it available for those of you that it would be way too late when I do my evening streams. So I wanted to do it a little bit earlier. In Delland, a Steam game, I have a chance to grow giant pumpkins under the moon. Heck yes. Love that. I'm really looking forward to the campaign for this. Yeah, it's very fun. It's Philippa. I am so sorry. Thank you so much for letting me know. But yes, welcome, welcome. Is it Philippa or is it Philippa? Let me know. Roll and write games are hitting the table more and more for me. Yeah, same. It's just like so easy to get to the table and I love them very much. So anyways, without further ado, shall we get into chapter, oh my gosh. See, that's probably what's going to happen pretty often with my big sleeves is I'm going to hit this freaking dice tray. Oh no. Should I maybe move this stuff up a little bit? Maybe I'll move these up. And then I'll move my dice tray up so that it's a little bit easier. Maybe I can put these here and then this here. So I'm not hitting things and then this can be more centered. I think that's good. We have an additional die that I'm going to be needing to roll for specific things on this board. So yes. Chapter Gosh. Yep, we're playing Chapter Gosh today, everyone. I feel like your sweater is the perfect color scheme for this game. Danny, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I was like, this is literally the perfect Three Sisters sweater. So I had to wear it. But welcome to the stream, Danny. How are you? How's it going? I actually was just watching your playthrough of this game because I saw that you just recently uploaded a few playthroughs of Three Sisters Harvest Edition. So I guess we had the same thing in mind. We're like, we need to play this game. Because I also didn't really see anybody playing it. I didn't see any like solo playthroughs of this yet. I do think Amanda Panda also played this recently. So yes, we're finally getting some playthroughs up on to YouTube and Twitch and everything. So very excited to play this one. I've been playing through the first 3 chapters, technically 2 chapters, because the chapter number 1 is just the base game to introduce people into the game. But then chapter 2 and chapter 3, you're pretty much just adding in some objectives, like timed objectives. So yeah, those ones are pretty simple to get into. This one is the like most complex so far of chapters that I have played. You're basically dealing with groundhogs that over like these different rounds, you're going to flip over one of these tiles. Aside from round number 1, you're going to flip over one of these event tiles and it's going to do one of 3 things. And then you're also going to be rolling dice for the different things here. And then those are going to be where the groundhogs are going to go. And then you cannot perform an action at a specific spot if there is a groundhog there. So it's kind of like not allowing you to go there and kind of, what's the word? It is blocking. That's the word. It's blocking you from doing a specific action. But you can gain these clovers, which kind of, I think they like distract the groundhog in like the little story spot. It's like one of the characters in the story planted a clover field so that the groundhogs went over to the clover field instead of going into your garden. And they really like clovers. They like to eat them, I guess, which I did not know that. But yeah, so you're going to be able to collect clovers and then spend those clovers in order to get rid of the groundhogs in the specific places that they are blocking. So very, very fun. I did. Hopefully, I didn't mess up any rules. I was going in blind with the rule book. No, I think you did fantastic. Aside from the thing that you mentioned in the comment section, which was that you can have multiple groundhogs on one space, but that was like a very small thing. Hello, haven't been able to join in a long time. I am alone in the office today doing some mindless work and need the company. Oh my goodness. Hello, all smile. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm glad that I can keep you company and you can watch this while you're working. I know Amanda Panda from our Family Plays Games chat. I am everywhere in live chats. That's awesome. Yeah, Amanda Panda is wonderful. What pencil do you use? I'm just using like a beige pencil. I was going back and forth whether I wanted to use this or if I wanted to use a marker. Typically I use a marker because it's darker for people to see, but hopefully you guys can still see this. And also I typically use a pencil because that way I can erase things, but this pencil does not have an eraser and I did not grab an eraser. So we're not allowed to erase anything, which is not good. But yeah. Whoa, new edition! Rolling Reggie, hello, welcome. Looks so good. Yeah, I'm very excited to play this with you guys. Also, hi Jenna, you rock. Aw, thank you, Reggie. You rock as well. I have laminated one sheet of every pad in just about every X and right I have. That's something that I really need to do. I have a laminator, but I just need to like find the time to sit down and take sheets from all of my favorite roll and writes in order to do that, because I feel like that is so helpful. One of the games that I desperately need to do that with is Sudoku, because not gonna lie, we are almost out of sheets of Sudoku, which I'm a little bit scared of. So I need to do that before we play that again. Hello, Jenna. Greetings from Brazil. Hello, all the way over in Brazil. How are you? Is it Breja? Is that how you pronounce your name? Let me know. Breja, welcome to the stream. How are you? How's it going? We don't need to safety net. We don't need the safety net of an eraser. No, I am confident in my three sisters' skills that I do not need an eraser. I laminate a lot of roll and write sheets. Yeah, I feel like it's a really helpful thing. All right, so what's going to happen in Three Sisters? Probably most of you know how to play this, but basically we are going to be rolling 4 dice. In this specific chapter, you are replacing 2 of the dice with these clover dice. They are green instead of orange. They work the exact same way as the pumpkin dice, but if you take one of these clover dice, you then get a clover. Also, if you ever take a die from this specific spot, the shed spot, this actually gives you a clover as well. So there's a potential that you might be able to gain 2 clovers in a turn by taking a clover die from the clover location. The nice thing about this chapter, one of my favorite things about this chapter, is the fact that Edith, Farmer Edith, we all love to hate Farmer Edith, she does not do any actions in this game. Typically with Farmer Edith, whatever die she takes, she's going to scratch off something in that specific garden section or garden field. And then she's also going to do some sort of action at the spot that she takes that die. But in this chapter, she does not. She simply just takes clovers away from you. So whenever she takes one of these clover dice, she is going to take a clover away from you. So she's kind of hindering the gameplay of you collecting those clovers in order to get rid of the groundhogs. So that's what the green dice are. The way that they go out in this rondelle is the same. They're going to go in chronological order based off of where Farmer Edith is. She will then go to the end of the line of dice, and then she is going to draft 2 of those dice. I'm going to be the first player in odd rounds. She's going to be first player in even rounds. We are going to have some specific things happening each round as well. So yeah, I believe that is everything. I need to look up when, I think that happens right off the bat, because we have a shed action that we can take right away, which is kind of nice. Please hold while I remember when this specifically happens. Solo mode. Da, da, da. I think that also happens. I have not played Three Sisters multiplayer for so long. It's in the event phase, which is... Okay, so it's at the end of the round. For some reason, I always think that the events is at the beginning of the round. But I guess because we have these events, those ones will happen at the beginning. Yeah, so we have planning phase, gardening phase, event phase is at the end. All right. So at the end of the round, I'm going to be able to take a shed action. At the end of round 2, there's going to be rain. At the end of round 3, it's going to be farmer's market, so on and so forth. Whenever it rains, everything in your garden will get 1 added to it. Okay. Let's do this. We're going to roll the dice. Step off, Edith. I know, right? Frickin' Edith. Do, 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 do. I'm trying to see if I've missed anything. I laminate a lot of roll and writes, yeah. I prefer to use the paper pads when it comes to X and writes, but sometimes you have to laminate, yeah. Honestly, I feel the same way. I typically prefer just writing on paper because as a left-handed person, I often like kind of smudge things if it's like dry erase or wet erase. So yeah, typically I prefer just going on the paper, but if it's a game that I'm playing a lot, I like the laminating. All right, let's roll these. What's going to happen here is we're going to place them starting where, like the next spot next to Farmer Edith. We're going to go in chronological order. So it's going to be 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Okay. And then, like I said, I am the first player. Farmer Edith is going to go to the end here. And she is going to always take what's next, I believe. Does she take... Oh my goodness, Jenna. My brain is not working today. She takes the... Is this the correct one? Yeah. Oh yeah, she always chooses the apiary or the yard first with the golden push pin. So she is going to take this one with the golden push pin if available. Otherwise, she chooses the next available dying. Okay, yeah. So it's not this one. She's going to take like kind of just around. She starts with here. If there's a die here, she always takes it. And then if there's nothing here, then she'll go in clockwise order. But the second time she grabs a die, and also the second time that I grab a die, depending on whose like round it is, we're always going to take the lower of the 2 remaining. All right, so what do I want to do here? What is my... I need to remember first before we do anything, we do have to roll for this. So with this chapter... Round 1, you always have to roll for up to 3 different things. So there's the garden, perennial, and yard. You have to roll the die 3 times in order to figure out where the groundhogs are going to go. Each round there's going to be specific ones that you're rolling for. So in round 2, you're only rolling for the perennials. In round 3, you're only rolling for the yard. And then round 4, it's garden and perennials. Round 5 is garden and yard, so on and so forth. But we're going to roll for the garden first. Garden 3 is going to be blocked off, so we cannot plant in 3 until we get rid of that groundhog. Then we're going to roll for perennials. It is 4, so we're going to look at perennials. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 groundhog is going to block the hyacinth perennial. And then lastly, for the yard, we're going to roll this. Number 3, I believe it is 1, 2, 3. I think it's like a row that it blocks off, but let me quickly make sure that I'm correct in that regard. Oh no, the yard is not, they don't do anything in the shed. It's the yard. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Place one groundhog on the matching row. Oh yes, it is this here. Derpy derp. So we rolled a 3 for yard, so they are going to block off the blackberries. So we cannot do anything in these 3 areas until we get rid of those groundhogs. Hello, Kelsey. Welcome. How are you? Are you Kelsey from Instagram? Do you have an Instagram account that you post on? Because I love your account. Hello, Gabrielle. How are you? How's it going? I knew there was something special about you, Jenna. You are a fellow southpaw like myself. Heck yeah. Left-handers. Isn't it the best, but also at the same time the worst to be left-handed? Ooh, I need spicy noodles. I have had a good swim practice now, and I'm so hungry. Yum. I wonder why they opted for brown cubes versus a groundhog-related shape. Yeah, I agree. The clovers are adorable. Like how teeny tiny these clovers are. Like it literally just fits on like the tip of my finger. How teeny tiny these little clovers are. I love them. Is there ever a bad time for spicy noodles? Never. I have a bunch of Baldock ramen, and girl, I'm excited to have that at some point. You best believe. I am, thank you, eating veggie sushi and enjoying the stream. Heck yes, love that. All right, so I get to choose a die first. Farmer Edith is going to take kind of just around, so she's not going to take either of these. So I could very well get both of those and get 2 clovers. That might be what I do. The only issue is that if I take this is going to allow me to plant in my 3, but we can't do 3 right now because it's blocked by a groundhog. So I'm going to take 4. So that does mean that she is going to take a clover away from me, but I could use a clover before she takes it away from me. So I'm going to draft 4. That's going to allow me to plant something in 4. I typically like to go for pumpkins first because they're very helpful and helps me towards getting the perennials. So I'm going to do, whenever you take a die and you do the garden action, you are either planting twice or you are watering. So I'm going to plant twice in 4. So I'm going to plant pumpkin and pumpkin. So we're going to plant in 2 different pumpkins. And I took that from apiary/yard. So I'm going to be able to then do either an apiary action or a yard action. What do I want to do? I typically don't go for apiary, so maybe I'll try to go for apiary. Let's do that. We're going to scratch out the first apiary space and wish me luck on that journey. All right. So then Farmer Edith is going to take the first one here. That is simply all she's doing. She doesn't do any actions. She's just going to take this die. Thankfully, that means that she does not take clover away from me, which that reminds me. I need to take my clover for taking a green die or a clover die. And I actually can right now use this clover to get rid of one of these groundhogs. You just have to spend 1 clover to get rid of a groundhog. There are going to be some events here that make you during a specific round spend 2 clovers to get rid of a groundhog. So I think because with this here, with the last 2 die, I do have to choose the lower of the 2. So that means that I am going to get another clover because I'm taking from the clover space. But I can actually use both of those clovers before Edith possibly takes one away from me. So I do have 1. I'm going to take this one. Because I'm taking from there, I get another clover. I'm going to be able to plant or water in 2. So I'm going to do pumpkin, and then I will do one of my corn. Noodles are the best. Yes. I'm scarfing down soup dumplings and scallion pancakes as I watch. Oh my god, I love soup dumplings so much. Oh, I need to get some more. I think I actually have some in my freezer that I need to make. ASAP. You guys are all making me so freaking hungry now. Thanks a lot, guys. How many sisters have you gotten so far? Out of the 3 sisters, I've gotten 2. We've planted a pumpkin and we've planted a corn. So we got 2 of the 3 sisters. We're doing great. I haven't gone for apiary much either. Seems harder. Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. It took some time before I started to focus on the apiary. Now I get to do stuff there to every game and perennial. Yeah, I always really like to focus on the perennials too. That's always fun. Okay, so we've finished with that. This I took from Shed Time, so I'm going to be able to do something in the shed, which we have a bunch of different things in the shed that we can go for. I can zoom you guys in so you can see better. I could go for the mason jars, which is every time I harvest a blackberry, I gain 1 good, which is really nice. Pie safe, I get 1 good each time that I harvest peach or apples. Shovel is spend 3 compost for 1 star. That's kind of nice. If I'm getting a lot of compost, I guess. Fruit bowl, 1, 2, 3, or 4 different fruit. After rain, water a zone. That's kind of nice. 1 victory point per 2 beans. 1 perennial at farmer's market. Plus 1 perennial at farmer's market. That one takes a little bit to go for. When doing a hydrangea, gain 1 compost. I forget what I typically do go for. I kind of want to do something different. Ooh, I never really do the mulch. Take 1 perennial action instead of rondelle action. That's kind of fun. Wheelbarrow is typically something that I would go for. I really like to go for the tractor. Okay, I think I'm going to go for the wheelbarrow. Yeah, let's go for the wheelbarrow. That's typically what I go for. I'm just going to stick to my roots, you know? Okay, this has been added to my UKGE shopping list. Heck yes. It is a fantastic game, Kelsey. Like the original Three Sisters, fantastic, but this also just adds so much to it. I've been having a lot of fun with it. I admire that you can just get back to your round after answering some messages here. Sometimes when I play and I stop my round to answer a text, I completely forget where I was. I've learned over the many years how to do that. My brain has been getting really good at holding on to strategy and then going back to what I was doing, especially because I do that a lot with playing asymmetric games on BGA as well, because you really have to remember what you were doing. So yeah, that is everything for me. I did my shed action. We've started to go for the wheelbarrow. And then, like I said, I am going to spend both of these clovers before Farmer Edith takes them for me. I'm going to use 2 clovers to get rid of 2 of these groundhogs. I think I'm going to get rid of the blackberry and the 3 with those 2 clovers. And we have, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Instead of getting rid of the blackberry, I'm going to get rid of the perennial because during this next round, I'm going to be adding another perennial. So I'd rather have no groundhogs in my garden, my perennial garden, rather than 2 of them. I like the shovel a lot. Where's the shovel? I do think that I often go for the shovel too. What is the shovel? Oh, the shovel. Spend 3 compost for 1 star. I think I've done that quite a few times in games as well. If you are able to get like a really good compost kind of engine going, then that's a really good one. I stand up out of my chair at my age and I forget why sometimes. Hey, Kevin, even I forget quite often. I'll walk into a room and I'd be like, why did I go in this room? What's happening? When I play games, I often sit and sing to music off YouTube. A spot of multitasking going on. Heck yes. Hello, Board to Play. Joe, how are you? Hi, Jen. I'm not familiar with the Harvest Edition. Is it just a revised edition from the original? So the kind of base game is pretty much the exact same, but what this adds, this is actually like the new printing of it. So the old version of Three Sisters is no longer being printed. This is the Three Sisters that is going to be being printed going forward. But the main thing with this is that it adds in a bunch of different modules. So you can really think of it as like Three Sisters with a bunch of different expansions, which I think is really cool. So yeah, that is that. I also do have the weather expansion in my other copy of Three Sisters, so I wonder if I could bring that and add it into here as well. So just a bunch of expansions within Three Sisters. Okay, so then Farmer Edith is going to take this last one here. She would typically take a clover away from me, but because I don't have any clovers left, she cannot take any from me. Haha, sucks for you, Farmer Edith. Okay, anyways, now that we are finished with the dice, we are going to do the event. So I do get 1 shed action, and I am going to finish off my wheelbarrow. Oh God, this is a mistake to wear this sweater. As cute as it was, it's gonna keep on hitting all of my little cubes here. All right, so I finished the wheelbarrow, and it does say the wheelbarrow, you gain 1 good after every shed action, and this was a shed action, and I've finished it now, so I am going to get 1 good, because this is after a shed action. So we get the first good there. Boom. I am waiting for the rocks expansion, but it's stuck in grease or something. Oh no, that's not good. But this box comes with the regular play as well, I suppose then. Yes. So basically the first kind of chapter of the campaign is just the base game. Just like the base game in like the original version. So it's really nice that they have that. Okay. I'm also looking for the rock garden expansion too, because I really want that one. All right. So that is everything for round number 1. We are going to move in to round number 2. Which the first thing that's going to happen is we are going to reveal the event here. Boom. Round number 2, all players gain 1 clover, which we love to see that. I might actually lose this clover, unfortunately. We will see what happens. And then we are going to roll to add a groundhog to only the perennial area. So we're going to roll, and it's going to be number 2. So 1, 2... groundhog in my hydrangea garden. What the heck? Get out of my garden. That's everything for the groundhog part. We are now going to roll all of our dice. Are you winning? Maybe. Hopefully I'm winning. And then we are going to go 2, 4. Oh, both of those are 6s. So it looks like Farmer Edith is going to take a green dye, but that is fine. But for this one, Farmer Edith always takes from this one if she can with the golden push pin. So she is going to take this one here. That is fine because she does not take my clover away, which is fantastic. And then I can take one now. So if I do take this, oh, I can actually get both of the clover dice. But that means that I am going to be doing 6 twice. And then I'm going to do the plant or water action twice. Rather than if I took this, I would be planting in 2. And then I would be taking the farmer's market action. I don't know. I think I'm actually good with taking 2 of these. So I'm going to take this. This gives me a clover. Immediately, I think I am going to use both of these clovers to get rid of both of these groundhogs, just so I just don't have any groundhogs. And then with this 6, I am going to either plant twice in the 6 area, or I'm going to water the 6 area. I don't have anything planted yet in the 6 area, so I am going to plant twice. I might as well do I just start all of my pumpkins? Is that absolutely wild? Probably, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna start both of those pumpkins, and then I get to do either a plant or water again. And I believe it doesn't have to be in 6 when you take the plant or water action. Why can't I remember? I think you can just choose. Are you going to Gen Con this year? I am going to Gen Con this year. Exciting, exciting news. I last year did not go and I was really sad. So very happy to say that I am going to Gen Con. Take a plant action or water action in the zone indicated by the value of the die. So it does have to be in the same place. For some reason I thought you could just choose, but I guess not. Awesome, excited for this year. I also do not have to drive this time. Nice. I am also actually taking a flight there. For the last few conventions that I went to, I think the last time I went to Gen Con, the last 2 PAX Unplugs, a few other conventions, Level Up, I've actually driven and half carpooled with friends as well, which has been really nice. But this Gen Con, I was like, you know what, I'm going to switch it up. I am going to take a flight there, which is a lot easier. The only issue is getting review copies and stuff and bringing them back in a suitcase is going to be a little bit more difficult. But I did that my first year of Gen Con and I was able to do it. I had to Tetris games into my luggage, but I feel like right now where I am with the board game garden, I am really picky with the games that I decide to review and actually take review copies of. So I think I should be better this year with if a publisher asks me if I'd like a review copy of specific games, I'm going to be a little bit more picky with the ones that I actually decide to bring home. Because ultimately it is homework and things that sit on the shelf and I have to play them and I'm it is work at the end of the day. So I have to be a little bit more picky. Okay. So that was, I did my garden action. I do now have to do the plant or water action. I either plant 2 more things or I water everything. I think I'm just going to water. So that means that each thing that I already have started or planted, actually, you know what? I'm going to plant again. I'm kidding. I'm going to plant again. Because then with my next die, I'm going to maybe water. And that's going to allow me to get more stuff. Okay. So that is everything for my 6 die. I just did the garden action twice, and I decided for both of them to plant twice. All right, so then Farmer Edith has to, out of these two, she has to take the lower of the two. So she's gonna take this 2. You know what I just realized? I didn't move her, which I still think that she would be doing the same thing. So she would actually have moved to here. Apologies. She always moves to the end of the line. So she's there. She still would have taken this one, and then she would have taken the same one. Okay, we are good. She's going to go there. She takes the 2. And that's it. I am going to then take this 6, like I initially wanted to. We are going to get a clover for taking the clover die, and then I get to, again, either plant twice or water. And I think I'm just going to water. So all 4 of these things are going to get 1 thing added to them. And then for my action here, I am going to water again. So I'm going to add another 1, 2, 3, and 4. This pumpkin is finished, so I do get 2 goods. 1 and 2. Boom. Heck yes. Your time is so precious, so definitely need to be picky. Yeah. I feel like when I first got into content creation, it was like so exciting to be like reached out to by publishers and like ask if I would like review copies, but then it quickly became very overwhelming and very stressful because obviously I want to review and like talk about, I don't classify myself in like the Board Game Garden as a review channel. I'm more so like a recommendation channel is always what I say. So it was always so stressful to be like, I need to then either do a playthrough of this game or I need to talk about it in some way on my channel. So it ended up starting to be a little bit like overwhelming and stressful. So I've definitely learned over the last few years to be a little bit more picky with what I take, which I've always been like somewhat picky because I never want to take a game that I'm not going to play and I'm not interested in. So yeah, but now I'm even more picky than I was before. All right, so that is everything for that die there. And I can't do anything with this clover here, so that's just going to stay here. You can at any time spend 2 clovers to get a perennial action, but I don't have 2 clovers, unfortunately, so we're not going to be able to do that. But I will say that at the end of this round, we do get a rain action. So this means that everything in my entire garden, if I'm not mistaken, let me double check. I never want to get anything wrong. Everything in the apiary gets rained on. Rain on me. Yeah. Take a water action in all zones of your garden, starting with zone 1 and ending in zone 6. All right. So I don't have, basically everything that has already been planted gets 1 added to them. So we have nothing in 1. We have corn and pumpkin in 2, nothing in 3. We have my 2 pumpkins here in 4. Nothing in 5, and then all of these in 6. Wow, I've done very well with 6, let me tell you. All of my corn has been filled in. This second pumpkin here is finished, so 1, 2, and 3. I do have a free action, a bonus action, and I think I'm going to go for something in my shed. I think I might do the mulch. The mulch kind of sounds fun. Basically, instead of a normal rondelle action, so whatever your die is on, you can instead just take a perennial action and fill in the next perennial, which is pretty nice. Okay, so that is my bonus action was to do a shed action. And then whenever I take a shed action, I get a good. So I get a good. And then I did in fact finish these 2 pumpkins here. So whenever you finish 2 pumpkins, let me zoom you guys in. Whenever you finish 2 pumpkins, you get the perennial that's in between. So I can fill in the bottommost hyacinth, which is this one here. And that gets me 2 goods. 1 and 2. Woohoo! We love to see it. We are making another friend drive this time. Very nice. Lurk time for dishes, though. Have fun doing your dishes, Zephyr. Compania looks amazing. Does it take up a decent amount of space? I don't have a huge play area, so I skipped Compania for that reason. The main board of Compania is very large. I will say that. But I haven't played Campania solo yet, and I'm very interested in it solo. I didn't love it as much multiplayer as I hoped I did, but that's just because it is a blind bidding style game, and I typically don't like that style of game. But yeah, I did still enjoy it, and I'm really interested to see how it plays solo. But it does take up quite a bit of space. I love when the bonuses stack up on each other. Yeah, me too. Campania is essentially the board. The player area isn't as large. Yeah, it's not large at all. You have like a little bit of like a tableau building kind of thing that you're doing, but majority of it is the main board, which is huge. Okay, so I'm finished with that. We're all done. That was all because of a rain action. We're going to move on to the next round. And that means that we are going to flip over the next one here. Oh my gosh. So we get another clover. Heck yeah. And then I am rolling 1 die in order to see where we add a groundhog in the yard. So it's 3. We're going to add a groundhog to the blackberries. Boom. That is everything there. We're now going to roll all of our dice. Hi, Foglight. Hello, just woke up late listening while making coffee. Hello, Bonds. How are you? Good morning. How's it going? Ooh, snap. Okay, so we got 2 3s and 2 5s. So that does mean, sadly, that I'm pretty sure Miss Farmer Edith is going to take one of these, so I have to make sure that I spend my clovers before she comes around. All right. Also, Foglight, how are you? Hi, Jenna. I dreamed of you recently. I forgot what, except gaming in the mountains somewhere. Oh, wow. That sounds fantastic. We should make your dream come true, and we should go board game in the mountains, because that's awesome. Texie, hello. Happy Friday. How's it going? Groundhog Day is a real thing in this game. It is. That's so funny. All right. So I am going to be able to get quite a few clover. Well, 1 clover. I am going to take... Actually, I really need to pay attention. This gets me 1 compost and 4 goods. That would get me a bonus action, which is kind of nice. And this would just get me apiary or yard. Okay, so I think I'm going to take this 3. That does get me a clover, because it's a clover die. I am going to then spend 1 of these clovers. The clover, like spending of clovers, is a free action, so you can do it at any time on your turn. I'm going to spend 1 clover to get rid of this groundhog, and then I'm going to spend 2 clovers to do a perennial action. And I am going to do... Okay, what's the one that gets me the most victory points? Iris is always the one that gets you the most. Hyacinth gets you the second most. So maybe I start with the Iris. That gets me +1 compost. So that was my perennial action for my 2 clovers. And then we have to do this. So I can plant twice in number 3. I'm going to do that yet again. We're going to plant our pumpkins. Heck to the yeah. Whoop, whoop. So we planted both of our pumpkins with the 3. I took that from the 1 compost for goods. So I gain 1 compost. And 4 goods. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That gets me a bonus action. And what do I want to do? What do I want to do? We're going to go apiary, which the apiary then allows me to do a yard action. I am going to do a raspberry. The raspberry then gets me 3 goods. 1, 2, and 3. That also gets me another bonus action. Let's freaking do another raspberry. We're going to do another raspberry. That then gets me another 3 goods. 1, 2, and 3. We are 1 off from getting another bonus, but that's okay. Took a while, but on Monday, I finally started my 3rd campaign playthrough of Resident Evil, the board game. Very nice. This time using an expansion I didn't have previously. Nice. Hopefully you're enjoying that, Texie. I will hop on into the game room. Jenna, let's all meet down in the Great Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. And they're giant cabinet. Or cabins. A giant cabinet. For a board game garden gathering. Or GGG. A garden gaming gathering. I love that. Those cabins can handle like 30 or 40 people. Holy. Hello from France. Bonjour. Never got the occasion to get a copy. Might as well get this one. I definitely recommend getting this one. Well, this is like the only one going forward that you're going to be able to get. So, yeah. But that's great because it's the best version. Oh, no. I am so sorry, Monica. Thank you for letting me know. So this was here, and I took it. And then I believe that is everything for that turn, which is a crazy turn. That was a great turn. Farmer Edith is going to take from here, but if there's nothing there, then she goes to the next one in clockwise order. She's going to take this one. Nothing's going to happen. She would take a clover from me, but I don't have any more clovers. Good try, Farmer Edith. And then typically I would have to take the lower of the 2 dice, but we only have 2 of the same, so I'm going to take one of these 5s. And then I'm going to plant 2 in here. We're going to do the pumpkin and then 1 of the corn. And then I get to either do an apiary action or a yard action. And I am in fact going to do a yard action. We're going to get my 3rd raspberry, which gets me 1, 2, 3 goods. That gets me a bonus action. Should I just full on go into raspberries or should I not? Maybe I should start putting my bonus actions into some shed stuff or some apiary stuff. What other shed things? There's nothing to do with raspberries. I could do the pitchfork. Well, no, that's for the hydrangea. And I'm not starting the hydrangea yet. Fancy labels is always really nice if you're taking the perennials tactics strategy. The seed spreader's pretty nice because you get to plant up to 3 crops instead of 2. Carving kit's nice because you get 1 victory point per harvested pumpkin. You know what? I'm going to do that. Since I'm focusing so much on pumpkins, we'll do that. It's like an end of game thing. Love the dice tray. Thank you so much, Lancelot. Or Lancelot. Just a helpful little nerd over in Norway. I appreciate it. So does Farmer Edith not cross off your next star for her rondelle action, or has that changed in the new version? So this chapter is the only reason why Farmer Edith isn't doing anything to me. Basically, in this chapter, for the solo mode, it says, because of the groundhogs, with so much commotion on the farm, Farmer Edith does not have as much time to meddle. Meddle with your garden, basically. She still chooses dice during the gardening phase, but she takes no actions with them and therefore does not cross off anything on your farm, which is really nice. So it's just for this chapter specifically. And I think it's probably because it was too much in order to... Also, did I do... Yeah, I did. It was just too much to have to deal with what Farmer Edith was doing with your farm at the same time as dealing with the groundhogs. So for just this chapter, they decided to just not have Farmer Edith do anything to your farm, which is nice. It is very nice. All right. Where was I? I think I was deciding... Oh yeah, I decided to do the pumpkin carving kit. So that is everything. That was my bonus. And I think we're good. So then Farmer Edith simply just takes this last die. Nothing happens with that. And then we move on to the next round. Okay, I missed that. Sorry, that's nice. No, you're totally fine, Jade. I did say it pretty early on in the stream, so. But yes, I agree that it's very nice. I can offer you small box games at the Hamilton. Cartman, oh. Come to Hamilton soon. We could game all afternoon. I would love that. I would love that, Foglight. Okay. Here it started at 7 p.m., so that's perfect for me to watch. Oh, that's so nice. That's exactly why I wanted to do a stream at a slightly different time. All right, moving on to round 4. We're going to flip over. Oh, snap. All right, so at all of the locations that I'm rolling for, an extra groundhog is going to be added, unfortunately. So I was really lucky to get these 2 right off the bat, but you guys will see now that there are some bad events that are going to be happening. So this one here, unfortunately, when I roll for the garden and the perennial, 2 groundhogs are going to be added into each of those. So let's roll for those. We're going to roll for the garden first. So 2 groundhogs are going to be added into my 5 section of my garden, and then we are going to roll for perennial. Also a 5. So 2 groundhogs are going to be added into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The crocus garden, not my crocuses. That's such a funny name. All right. That is everything there. Oh, I totally forgot. We have to do a farmer's market action. So basically what happens here is I'm simply just going to look to see how many goods I have. I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 22. So I have 20. So I get 1 perennial and a yard action. What do I want to do? Bow, bow. I think I'm just going to do another raspberry. That's going to get me another 3 goods. 1, 2, and 3. So that was bonus yard action. So I have another bonus, and then I also have a perennial action. So I'll do my perennial action first, and then I'll do my bonus. I'm going to do the iris. So that's going to allow me to either plant or water. Plus or minus 1 zone. What does that mean? What does that mean? Why don't I know what that means? Because I don't know if it's based off of like what die I used that round, but I'm not in a round. That is the iris. You may adjust the die value by 1 or 2 when you plant or water. So that's just an ongoing ability? What do you mean? Am I right when saying that that is an ongoing ability? I don't know when this game is available in Australia, but I guess I'll have no choice but to buy it because I love the previous edition as well so much. Yeah. Yeah, an ongoing ability. Oh, that's lovely. Love that. So that's going to be for me. So I always need to remember when I am planting or watering, I can always go to up or down by 1. That's nice. But yes, Gabrielle, definitely recommend grabbing it. It's very fun. Especially with all like the added things. If you've like played Three Sisters a ton, this is like a no-brainer because it just adds in more to the game, which is like very appreciated. Because like I said, I kind of got a little bit burnt out of Three Sisters, but then this has added like a new life to it because there's so many things to explore. Okay, so what was I doing? I took my perennial action from my farmer's market, and then I also have a bonus here. And I will put 1 more towards my pumpkin carving kit. Yeah, I have played a ton. Yeah, same. I'm so sorry. Austria. I've probably done that so many times. I like just quickly glance at things. So funny. All right, moving on. We're going into round number 4. We've already done all of this. We have our groundhogs. Roll the dice. All right, so we have 2, 4, 5, and 6. It's Farmer Edith first, and she is going to take this one here. Thankfully, I don't have any clovers, so she's not taking a clover from me, which we love to see. And then I can take one of these, which if I take this 6, that's really nice. But I do believe that even if I take this one or this one, she's not going to take this one. So this clover die is 100% mine. So I don't need to worry about taking it right now. So then I can choose between these. This is a 5. I cannot get to my 5 right now. So it's kind of pointless for me to take that. So I think I might actually take the 2. Yeah, I'm going to take the 2. That means that I'm going to go into my garden here. And like I said, I do have an ongoing ability that I could, instead of going to 2, I could also just go to 3 or to 1. Which I actually might do that. I might go to 1, and I might plant in 1 instead. I will plant this pumpkin here. That completes that pumpkin. I get 1 good. And then I'm also going to plant this pumpkin here. Might as well. And then I took that off of Farmer's Market. Again, here I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26. So I'm still doing the same one here. I get a perennial action. So I will go once up on Iris. So that was my perennial action. And then I get a wild yard action. Do I just go for another raspberry? I think I do. I'm going to do a raspberry. That gets me 3 goods. 1, 2, and 3. Boom. Oh yeah, I can use my compost as well. But actually, it might be really good since I have that ability. I should use my compost then and get the shovel. I think that would be a pretty good idea. Because I have that ability, I'm not going to be using my compost as much. So then I could use that compost to get bonus actions. Yet again, I forgot to move. I need to remember to move freaking Edith. That is one thing that I always forget to do. All right. So I finished that. I got my Farmer's Market actions. So that was me. Edith is then going to take the lower of the 2 here. She's going to take this 5. Fine with me. And then I'm going to take this 6. I get a clover from taking a die here. And then I also get another clover for taking the clover die. So I got both of those. And then we have a 6 here, which I think first off, right away, I'm going to use both of these clovers to get rid of both of the groundhogs in my 5 garden. And then I could actually go into my 5 garden and plant some stuff there. I feel like that is probably what I should do. Because again, I can go down or up by 1. I don't think that 6 turns into a 1 and a 1 turns into a 6, but I could be wrong. Got to go, but we'll watch the rest of this stream later. Sounds good, Danny. I'm pretty sure you're already gone, but have a good rest of your day. If you're watching this after, hopefully you had a good rest of your day. Same here. We'll need to watch later to see how things turns out. Sounds good, James. Have a good rest of your day. Yeah, I suppose it's not so bad in this challenge because she's not crossing out your garden. Yeah, exactly. I will note that we do have a rain action after this round. So I'm going to try to plant as many things as possible. So I do think that I'm going to plant twice in my 5 garden. So we're going to go 1 and 2. That way I can get some more in there, but I could also plant twice. Nah, that's fine. I'll do that. Okay, so that's that. I also get a shed action. And like I said, I think I'm going to start going towards this shovel. So I'll do that. I still do need 1 here for the carving kit, but that's fine. I'll do that later because that's just an end game scoring one. So that is everything for this round. We are going to do the rain action. So starting with 1, we're going to go around and water everything. So that pumpkin gets some. This here gets 1. This here gets 1. Oh, nice. Finish off this pumpkin. That gets me 1 good, which gets me a bonus. Whoop, whoop. So I need to remember that I have a bonus there. This gets watered. Okay, so that's 3. Moving down to 4. This gets watered. This gets watered. This pumpkin is also finished, so I get 1, 2, and 3. 3 goods. That's 4. 5. Oh, I just realized that there's a freaking pumpkin here. What the heck? I should have done that. Okay, so this one gets watered. That also gets me another good. And then we have 1, 2, and 3 corn that get watered there. And then here, I don't have anything else that gets watered here in 6. But we did finish this pumpkin and this pumpkin, so that allows me to do a perennial action. And I get to fill in the first tulip. And the tulip allows me to do a yard action. I'm going to do a raspberry again. That'll get me another 3 goods. 1, 2, and 3. Gets me a second bonus action, so I have 2 bonus actions. Heck yeah. 1 bonus action, I will finish the shovel. The shovel will then allow me to spend 3 compost to get a bonus action, which will be nice to use my compost. So that's 1 bonus action. I have 1 more bonus action. I'm going to do another raspberry. Raspberry gets me 3 goods. Oopsie. Gotta make sure I don't hit those. 1, 2, 3. That gets me another bonus action. And I think I will do... I don't really need to finish off that. What do I want? What do I want? Maybe since I'm trying to do the apiary, I'll go out 1 step up on the apiary. It doesn't get me anything, but at least the next time that I do the apiary action, I'll get a yard times 2 action. It does wrap around. Fantastic. Thank you, Monica. I appreciate that. Help, I am cuddle assaulted by the cat here. Oh no. Well, not oh no, because that's like the best thing ever. I love being cuddled with by my pets. As long as it's not a tiger, it should be good. Yeah. I usually put the lowest die in the space where Edith is. Have I made that mistake all along? Uh-oh. Have I been making a mistake? You do put the lowest die in her space, but then you move her behind the last die. I think you're doing it right. So I am doing it incorrectly. I always thought it was like you place her on the next... Well, that is correct. So I guess I'm just like kind of shifted just slightly, which I feel like doesn't really affect it too much, but I do think that you are correct, Jade. I'll just make sure I'll do it correctly going forward. Where does it say where she goes? Is that just in the main? It's not in the main part of the game because you don't use the meeple. For some reason, I cannot find anywhere where she goes. I don't even like see anywhere in the rule book that it tells you to move her, which is quite odd. I'm just going to continue doing it the way that I've been doing it, just to like make sure it's the same each round, but I do think that you are right, Jade. I just don't know where in the rule book. I can't find it anywhere. All right, so we are moving into round 5 because I've finished everything, right? Did my additional actions. We are good. We're going to move into round number 5. All of that was triggered because of the rain. We did the tulip. That then allowed me to do a bunch of bonus things. Okay. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see that roll? Absolutely wild. I have to run to Shoppers, but we'll leave the stream open at home. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much, Alan. I appreciate that. All right. So, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Holy manoli. So she is going to go, see, to here. And then she takes from here, but if there's nothing here, she'll go next here. She will take this 5. Thankfully, I have no clovers for her to take. But I do think I'm going to take this 6, obviously. Why wouldn't I? That will then allow me... Oh, you know what I just realized? After every shed action, I should be gaining a freaking good, man. I need to remember that. Oh, okay, so it's in the multiplayer stuff. Okay. I need to go back and look at that. All right, so 6, I do get a clover. She is not going to be able to take this from me, so I'm not in any rush to use this, but I very well could use this if I'd like. I literally did not even do this. Boom. So this round, round number 5, I have to spend 2 clovers in order to get rid of 1 groundhog. So I actually can't use this right now until I get another clover. Great. But we are going to roll for the garden. Thankfully, this round, we are only adding 1 groundhog. So 1 groundhog gets added to 4. And then we are going to roll for the yard. 2. So that gets added, 1 groundhog, to the blackberries. All right. On page 4 under planning phase, since she moves the same in multiplayer and solo, they don't repeat it in the solo directions. Got it. Why did I think that you didn't use Farmer Edith in the multiplayer? I am going to be honest, I don't think I've ever played Three Sisters multiplayer. Oh yeah, she is right here. Look at that. Yeah, so you do add the dice to where she is, and then she moves to the end of the line. Thank you so much for pointing that out, Jade. I appreciate it. And or Monica. Appreciate you guys letting me know. All right, so that changes things, because I was going to spend this to get rid of one of these, but now I have to spend 2 clovers in order to do that, and I do not have enough. So those are going to have to stay there. And there is many of groundhogs. We are going to do first 6. This is going to allow me to either plant twice or water. I am going to plant twice. But where would I like to plant is the question. I'm going to plant the next 2 corn in 6. And then I took this from this shed area. So I'm going to take a shed action. This time I do need to remember that I gain 1 good whenever I take a shed action, which I think I've missed like a few of those, but that's fine. What would I like to do? I typically like to go for the tractor, but do I have enough time to get to the end of that tractor? I do think I would be able to. That would be 6 shed actions and or bonus actions. And I do have my compost ability now with the shovel, so could very well do that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do tractor. We're going to start the tractor. And then that, whenever I take a shed action, I get a good. Okay. That was that, and I believe that is everything for me. So it is now Farmer Edith. She's going to take one of these 6s, doesn't matter which one. And then I get this last 6 here. That does not gain me a clover because it is not a clover. And then I get to go to 6, and I am going to plant 1 and 2. So we're going to begin to do some of these beans. And then I get to do another shed action. So I'm going to again fill in the next thing on the tractor. That gets me a good. And that is that. Tag team helpers, heck yes. Which of the new scenarios that you have played do you like the most so far? I've only played the first few of them. The first 2 are just like objectives that get added to the game. Doesn't really change it up a ton. You're just kind of, you have like more of a path that you're going towards because you have objectives that you're wanting to achieve. I think so far I actually like this one the most. But there's like a, chapter 6 is like a big pumpkin that I'm really excited to play, and I feel like that one would be a lot of fun. So yeah, I think so far this is my favorite. This is my favorite of their loaded roll and write games. French Quarter is great also. I also really enjoy French Quarter. I also really like Fleet the Dice game, so that one's good as well. I think my least favorite is Motor City, but that's just because I don't like the theme of it. But it is like, it's good, obviously, because it's one of their loaded dice games, so all of them are good. Philippa, thank you so much for subscribing using your Prime over on Twitch. I appreciate it very, very much. Hopper Grasser, also hello, welcome to the stream. Fleet Dice, yes. Yeah, that one's a good one too. Okay, so that is everything. I don't know why I said it like that. Okay. That is everything for me. And then we're going to do Farmer's Market. So right now I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 42. So that means I get 2 perennial and 1 compost. We love to see it. So 1 compost, and then what perennial actions would I like? Okay, I'm going to do 1 iris. That gets me 2 apiary actions. So I'm going to go 1, 2. That actually gets me 2 yard actions. Do I just want to finish off the raspberry, or do I start with the apples? Nah, I'm going to do 2 raspberries. I'm going to finish off the raspberries. 1, 2. That actually gets me 6 goods. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That gets me a bonus action, which I will do that after. But that is one of my perennial actions. And then actually I might do the second on Hyacinth, because that actually gets me another 2 goods, which gets me a second bonus action. So I have 2 bonus actions now. Those were my 2 perennial actions. So I have 2 bonus actions. Let's do... Ooh. We could do an apiary. Let's do 1 on my tractor. You think my tractor's sexy? That's always what I think about when I just say tractor. Just always those stupid country songs about guys talking about how girls think his tractor's sexy. Cool, I like the idea of objectives. Makes you try different strategies. Exactly. I really like that as well. You're welcome. I am watching on YouTube, but thought I might as well sub on Twitch. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, thank you. Got off work early enough to catch this before it ends. Yay! Hello, welcome, Aaron. How are you? How's it going? The only one I haven't tried is Motor City, mainly because of the theme, but I kind of want to complete the collection. I had the complete collection, and I gave Motor City to our friends to borrow, so I technically don't not have it, but I also like kind of gave it to them, so I don't know if we'll ever get it back, but I definitely was like, try it, it's really good. But yeah, it is good. I just don't like the theme. All right. So I did tractor because I started singing the stupid tractor sexy song. So that was one of my bonus actions. And then we will do a second bonus action. Shall we do the split hive? I feel like that's pretty good. You get 3 victory points, and then as you go up these, we're also going to get some plant in any zone, which would be really nice. Yard times 3, plant or water times 2. Or we could just do honey and get victory points. I think I'm going to do split hive. That sounds more fun than just getting victory points. So those are my 2 bonus actions. That is everything for the farmer's market. We're going to move on to round 6. Oh boy. Farmer Edith is going to go first this round, and I'm really hoping that she does not take my clover away from me. Round 6 is another, you have to spend 2 to get rid of 1 groundhog. This is not good. This is not good at all. Uh-oh. Okay, we're going to roll 4 first, the perennials and the yard. Perennials, 1 groundhog will be added to 1, 2, 3. No, not the iris. Crap. And then we're also going to roll for the yard. I'm actually fine if it goes to the raspberries because I'm done. Of course, it'll go to the blackberries. So we now have 2 in the blackberry field. Great. Look at all these freaking groundhogs. They're taking over. I do. Oh, thank you, Jade. I keep on forgetting about my freaking my additional things. So that was just 1 for my tractor. Okay. For my tractor. We're going to roll the dice. And I will, moving forward, add it to where Farmer Edith is. So this would go to where she is. And then second would be this one. Dang it, she's going to take my freaking clover. She's going to go vroom to the end here. And then that is that. Farmer Edith is unfortunately going first this round. So she is going to take this here. Whenever she takes a die that is a clover die, she takes this clover away from me. So I now have 0 clovers. Hate that for me. And that is everything for her turn. And then I am 100% taking this one. That gets me my clover back, thankfully. But of course, I still need 2 clovers in order to get rid of a groundhog, so it doesn't really help me at this time. Okay, and then I get to do 1. So I'm either going to water in 1 or plant in 1. I'm really sad that the iris is covered up. We get 1 more rain at the end of the game, but not for a bit. That's okay. I'm gonna do 2 corn in 1 for that. And then I get the farmer's market action. I have 51. So I get 2 perennial actions and a wild yard action. Can't do blackberries. I'm going to do peaches. I feel like having additional water actions is pretty nice. So the next time that I do a peach, I'll be able to do a water action. So that is my yard action. And then I get 2 perennial actions. Unfortunately, I could have finished iris, but it's covered up, so I can't do that. Can't do crocus. Could do hyacinth. Hydrangea, I would get an apple. This one, the second for tulip is you get 2 goods per peach harvest. I only have 1 peach harvest, so that's not great currently. Maybe I'll do daffodil. That will get me a shed action. And then for a shed action, I will do my tractor. That will then get me a good. Okay. And then I guess I'll do my next hyacinth just to get closer. So those are my 2 perennial actions. All right, so that was my farmer's market. Edith is then going to just take one of these 2 from there. I'm loving the green dice. Yeah, the green dice are really pretty, especially because there's like a little clover on it for like the one face. There's also a red die. It's like a pinkish red. But all of them, I really love how they are that like shimmery marbled effect on them. So there's a 1 red one as well for a specific scenario that I don't know about yet. So yes. All right. So then for my last die, I'm going to take this 4. I'm going to be able to, thank God I have this ability where I can plant or water. The only thing is I don't know if it says, if there is a cube on iris, does that block my special ability? Great question. Groundhogs block you from taking actions in any section of your farm where they are present. You can still take actions elsewhere within the same area, but not within the same section of the area. The only exception to this is rain events, which water all garden zones regardless of groundhog presence. Groundhogs block you from taking actions in any section of your farm where they are present. Would you guys think that that would then not allow me to have this ongoing ability if I have this cube here? Would that be considered, I don't think that would be considered taking an action here. I think that that's just like, I've unlocked it and I have it. I think I'm just going to do that because whenever there is something that I'm unsure of, I always decide in my head, do I want this rule to be true so that it's more challenging for me? Or do I want this rule to not be true so it's easier for me? And I think because I would prefer it to just be more fun, currently right now, I'm going to say that it's true, that it's not blocking my ability to change this. So then, this then allows me to either plant in 3 or 5, or I could also water. I think I'm going to water in 5. So I'm going to go here 5. And we're going to water all things that have been planted. 1, 2, and 3. So that was my garden action, and then I can decide what I want to do with this here. And I think I'm going to water in 3. Oh, but that's not very good, Jenna. Why would you water in 3? Maybe I'll plant in 3. I'll go 1 and 2 and 3 instead of 4. All right, that's that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Jade. We're on the same page. All right, so that is everything for round 6. Thankfully, I don't think there's any more of these tiles, so I don't think there will be any more of those coming out, but I do think there is more of this tile here. So we're going to be adding a lot more groundhogs, which is not great, and I don't like that. Okay, so then lastly for this round, I do have a shed action. I think I'm going to get closer to finishing the tractor. That gets me 1 good. Okay, I Googled and it said it doesn't stop your abilities. Great, fantastic. I got it right. And it is more fun that way, in my personal opinion. Okay, so then we're moving on to round 7. Second to last round. We're going to flip over. The next, of course. Oh, you know what I just realized? These tiles, it only adds additional to that specific place. I'm an idiot. So this groundhog here would have only added an additional 1 to the perennial because it has the perennial action. Whereas this one here is only going to add an additional groundhog to the yard. Thank God. I thought that was going to be so hard because I would be adding 2 to my garden, 2 to my perennial, and 2 to my yard. Not cool. So it's just yard this time. Okay. But we are still rolling for all 3. So the first is going to be garden. We're adding 1 groundhog to my 2. We're going to roll again for the perennials. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A freaking course it would be the hyacinth. Okay. And then we're rolling for 2 in the yard. And it's going to be added to raspberry, which, don't care. Stay there. Stay there. Don't care about you groundhogs on my raspberries because I've already harvested all of them. There's no raspberries left. All right. So then I am going to be first this round. Thank God. We are going to roll. Dang it. So this is going to go here where Farmer Edith is, and then we're going to do boom, boom. Okay. And then she's going to go wee to here. So in this instance, I definitely need to take my 1. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to take the 2. I'm going to take the 2. That's going to get me a clover. I am then going to immediately spend... Oh, I can get rid of 2 things now. This is fantastic. Okay, I'm going to spend 2 clovers to get rid of, from my perennials, 1. Get it away from my iris, because I need to finish that iris. And then I'm going to get rid of it on the 2 as well. Since for this round, I am planting / watering in my 2 garden. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to water, because that will finish this pumpkin and it'll finish this corn. This pumpkin will get me 3 goods. 1, 2, and 3. That gets me a bonus action, but then I've also finished the 2 surrounding this iris. So I get to do next on this iris here. And then I finish the 2 surrounding this tulip. So that gets me next up on the tulip. Which actually, before I do that, I'm going to spend this good to do this peach here. That's going to allow me to water. But before I forget, tulip, 2 goods per peach that I have harvested. I now have 2, so I get 1, 2, 3, 4. I get another action. So I get to water, and then I have a bonus action. Okay. The water, I think you can just water anywhere. I could be mistaken. Please hold. I need to remember I have a bonus action. Water. When I water, can I go anywhere? Perennials, apiary, yard. Here we go. Yeah, in the zone of your choice. Fantastic. Where do I want to water? I guess I'll water in 1. So I'll go 1, 2, and 3. Oh, thank God. I need to remember I have a bonus action. This will get me 2 goods for finishing this pumpkin. And then now I have this hydrangea surrounded. So I get hydrangea here. That gets me an apple. And then I have my bonus action, which I am going to... Ooh. This game is so good. I love this game so much. Okay, I'm going to do the second apple because that gets me... Or no, maybe I do... I'm going to do the honey. I'm going to do the honey, man. That gets me 5 victory points right there. Okay. That's that. I could have gone 1 more up on Split Hive. That would allow me to plant in any zone. I feel like I will wait for that. Okay. So that was all because I planted, or I watered, sorry, in 2. I took from here. That means I get 1 additional compost and I get 4 goods. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I get another bonus action, which I will then... I'll actually do this. I'll do the Split Hive now for that bonus action, and I'm going to plant in any zone. I'm going to plant in number 5. And I will plant realistically... I will get one of those 5s. So I'm going to be able to do something in 5. Okay, so I'm going to go plant 1 and 2 in number 5 for my plant in any zone. And that was my bonus action. Okay, so that was my 1 compost and 4 goods. I did this. We are good to go. Farmer Edith will then take this 1. That's good. So then I get to go next. I am going to take this green 5 because that gets me a clover. And then I can immediately, with that clover, get rid of something. Which I think I am. I'm going to get rid of this from 4 with that clover. Just so I have nothing left in my garden. And then I get to plant or water in 5. I am going to, I think I'm going to water in 5. So all of these corn will finish. And then these 2 corn will go up 1 step higher. Fantastic. So that was watering in 5. And then I took this from apiary / yard. I am going to do apiary. I'm going to go 1 more step up on split hive. That gets me 3 yard actions. So I'm going to do 3 apples. 1, 2, 3. Got me 6 victory points. Amazing. And that is everything for me. Farmer Edith will then take this 5. Nothing will happen there. And that is everything for that round. We do get a farmer's market action, which I currently have 66. I have 66, which is still going to get me this one here, which is 2 perennial actions and 1 yard action. For my 1 yard action, I'm going to do the next apple. Gets me 3 victory points. And then I get 2 perennial actions. I'm going to do the last space on my iris. So I do get the 12 victory points there. And then I can't really do much else. These 2 are blocked, so I can't go up on hyacinth, which is really unfortunate. I'm going to need to get rid of that because I want to get back up on the hyacinth. I'm going to sneeze as well. Am I good? Okay, we're good. All right. So that is that. And then I'll do... Oh, frickin' no, man. I guess I'll go up on daffodil. Because then that gets me 1 step closer to another shed action. Or do I go up on tulip? Because tulip, if you get to the top, you get 1 victory point for every yard item. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 victory points. Oh, maximum of 15. I could get 15. But I've already done it with my pencil and I can't erase. Thank you so much for saying bless you guys. I appreciate it. Do one thing at a time. It's so... This game's so good. All right. Dang it, I really want to move that daffodil to my tulip. Maybe I will grab. I'm going to grab an eraser, guys. It's happening. I have an eraser pretty close. It's not a big deal. Okay, so I'm not going to do daffodil. Screw daffodil. We are going to do tulip. Because if I can get to the top of tulip, that's 15 victory points. That's pretty good. All right, so that is everything for Farmer's Market. And we're going to go to the last round, which we flip over this. It is going to be another one of the plus Groundhog, but this is going to add an additional one to just the garden space. So we're going to roll for those 3. Garden. So we're going to have 2 groundhogs added to 1. Not great, but it's fine. We're going to roll it again for whatever perennial is going to be covered up. 2. So we're going to cover up hydrangea, which is okay. I'm not really focusing on that. And then it's going to roll for the yard. It's a 1. So we're going to add another 1 to blackberry. Oh my God. My blackberry fields taken over. Not a single blackberry has been harvested. It's fine. All right. That is that. We are then going to roll all of the dice. Oh gosh. That was scary. All right. So this is even. So Farmer Edith is going to be first. So that's that. Then 3. Then 6. And then she's going to move to here. She's always going to take from here, so unfortunately she is going to take this 6, but that's fine because I don't have any clovers for her to take. So she's going to take that. Is there any... Oh, yes, hyacinth. I really want to get this off of here. So maybe I do... I'm going to take this 1. Dude, that really freaking sucks. Because I can't go to the 1. I'm not able to finish off these 1s. Dang it. Why couldn't have you gone to like 6 or something? I don't really care. Well, I guess I do care about 6. Shoot. Oh, that makes me sad. I'm not going to be able to do that. I guess I can plant or water times 2 at the apiary is pretty nice. All right, I'm still going to take this. Oopsie. I'm going to take that. So this is going to get me a clover. I am immediately going to spend this clover to get rid of the groundhogs. Oh my gosh, in my hyacinth area. I think that's what I wanted to do. And then instead of going to the 1, I could go to 6 and just water 6. Or I could go to the 2 and plant at the 2. I think I'm going to go to the 6. So I'm going to change the 1 to a 6 and we're going to water. So this is going to be finished. This is going to be finished. And these 2 are going to gain 2. Okay. And then I took this from shed time. Do I finish off my tractor? I think so. Yeah, I'm going to finish my tractor. That does get me 1 additional good. So that's that. Okay. Do I want to spend some of my compost to get some bonus actions here? I think I do. Yeah, so I'm going to spend 3 of my compost. Because I have the shovel unlocked, I'm going to spend 3 compost to get a bonus action. And I'm going to use that bonus action to water. Because I can water with a bonus action, right? I don't remember if I can do that. Goods track. Bonus actions cannot be spent in the garden. God Dang it. Okay, that's fine. But I can use a bonus action to go here. I'm going to finish off the split hive. That will then allow me to plant or water twice. I'm going to water 3. So that's going to go 1, 2, 3. That's everything that can be watered. That gets me 2 goods. And that also allows me to move up once on the hyacinth track. Okay, that gets me another 2 goods. That gets me a bonus action. And then I am also going to, what do I want to do here? I think I'm going to water 6. Yeah, I'm going to water 6. So that finishes off those, or doesn't finish them off, but gets them prepared to be finished when it rains next. So that is that. My next, what did I do? Oh yeah, my bonus action. So I did my 2 water/plant, but I decided to water twice. And then for my bonus action, because I got it from doing that, I will, I'm trying to big brain right now, guys. I guess I'll do the next on the honey, because that gets me 5 victory points there. That's very helpful. Okay, so that was my bonus. Okay, so that was my turn. The AI is going to go now. She's going to take this pumpkin here. That is fine. And then I'm going to take this last one, which is the 3. So I can water in the 3, which I think I'm going to do again. So I'm going to water 1 and 2. Oh, you know what really sucks? I'm probably going to finish off this one, which is Iris perennial, but that's not going to allow me to do anything because I've already finished Iris. So maybe I should have put one of those like wild towards something else, because I should have seen that I had that one available, but it's fine. So I think it's pretty useless for me to try to finish up Tulip, because I don't think it's going to happen. Because I'm pretty sure with a star action, you also can't do a perennial. Like, you can't fill in on a perennial track. But I could be wrong. For a bonus action. Oh, you can. Spending a bonus action allows you to fill in the next empty box anywhere in perennials, apiary, yard, or shed. So I could have been spending my bonus actions on perennials? Oh my gosh. Hate my life. Oh, that's so unfortunate. But hopefully, maybe I'll get some more bonus actions so I can maybe try to finish both Tulip and Hyacinth, but we'll see. Okay, so I watered 3. I took this off of Farmer's Market, which I have 71. So I do get 2 perennial actions and 1 wild. So I could just get 3 perennial actions. I'm going to finish up. Is there any place that I'm going to get a hyacinth? I don't think I am. I'm going to get a hydrangea. Ooh, I'm not going to be able to get that one. But I'm going to get a daffodil and an iris. I'm not going to get a hydrangea. I'm going to get a daffodil and an iris, which doesn't really make a difference. So we are just going to do hydrangea 1, hydrangea 2. Finish off the hydrangea. So those are my 2 perennials, and then I can do a bonus action where I can indeed do this. Am I going to be able to get 2 more bonuses? I think potentially, but I don't, because I'm going to have to get 4, because I can use 3 of my compost for 1. And then I'll need another bonus, which I'm going to gain 3 there. So I will have to get that. Okay. So I am going to do that. Then I can plant in any zone. I'm going to plant in 4. This might be really stupid, but I think it's fine. We're going to plant 1 for this pumpkin here. You know what I just realized? I didn't finish my pumpkin carving kit. No. Oh no. Oh, that's the worst. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I do technically get her hydrangea, but I can't take an action in hydrangea, so that's fine. Plant in any zone. I do get 1. Good. And I can do another plant, which doesn't make a difference because it's not going to finish. All right, so then that's everything for that planted in any zone. Okay, so that's everything for my 3. There's so much. Oh no, the horror of it, Jenna. Oh, I didn't finish my pumpkin carving kit. Yeah, just not in the garden. Ask the experts. Yeah, I completely forgot that you could use bonus actions in the perennials. I would have done that forever ago. Okay, so then lastly, we have rain. So rain, the groundhogs that are here do not stop from the rain being used here. So we're just going to add to everything that has already been started. So we're going to add 1 here, 1 here. We're going to finish off, boom, and boom. Here, we're going to add 1. Technically, we get a crocus as well, but crocus is also blocked off, so we don't get that. Added 1 there. We add 1 here. So that's going to get me 3 goods. 1, 2, 3. That gets me a bonus action. I'm going to use that bonus action to fill in the second to last thing on the tulip track. I get a daffodil, which does not do anything. It just gets me 1 step up, which does nothing. And then lastly, actually before we do that, this gets 1 added to it. These 2 finish. Okay. That's that. And then I am going to finish off by using my last 3 compost to fill in the last spot on here, on the tulip track. Holy manoli. All right, that is everything for the game. We are now going to go through and count up all of our victory points, and then we will compare it to this little chart here. Whoa. I don't think anything happens to any of the spots that I have gophers left over. Not gophers, groundhogs. So I think that's fine. We are going to go through and we're going to do all of our gardens, perennials, as well as apiary. We also have the yard, the shed, and any bonus points for the expansion modules or other bonuses, which I don't think there's any additional victory points for this one here. Yeah, there's no additional like end game stuff for this specific chapter. All right, so starting off, we have our garden points. So any finished, oh, these ones were so close. That's so unfortunate. So those are not, so we have 3 here, because I finished that off. We have 6 here. I really focused a lot on pumpkins this game, which I'm just realizing now. Oh, these weren't... Did I not finish that off? Did I go and fill in these ones? Or no? I feel like I might have missed that. That's fine. We have 9 here. 0 here. This is 3, 6, 9, 12, 14 here. Let me get my calculator. So total for my garden is 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 14. So we have a total of 32 in my garden. For my perennials, I got 22 plus, I think I got 15 because I got the max. So 22 plus 15, I can't do mental math today. 37. 37 for my perennials. Yes. And then we have my apiary, which I actually got 13 victory points for my apiary, which I typically get 0. My yard, I got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 for my yard. Pretty good. Shed, I am so sad I didn't get that pumpkin carving kit. Dude, that sucks. I also did not use the mulch once. Idiot, Jenna. So we do get 1 victory point for the shovel, 1 victory point for the mulch. So 2, 3 for wheelbarrow, 5, 18 plus 5, 23 in my shed. Pretty good. And then there's no bonuses. All right, let's see what I got. I don't know if I did very good. 32 plus 37 plus 13 plus 15 plus 23. 120. Is that any good when it comes to the solo? Oh, hey, that's pretty good. Okay. So I got the 3rd best option, which is 100 to 124. So I was actually pretty close to getting, oh, if I just got that freaking pumpkin carving kit, I would have been in the 124 to 149. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. So I got, you have become an internet famous blogger. How fitting is that? That's so funny. Even though I'm not internet famous and I'm not a blogger. But pretty good score. I'm actually pretty happy with that. So the next step up would be your gardening book is a bestseller. Ooh. And then 150 plus is you have been given your own TV show. Dang. That's pretty good. All right. So 120 overall, pretty good. I probably should have not abandoned my carving kit because I was really prioritizing my tractor. And I was like, oh, I'll just get back to the pumpkin carving kit later because it's an end of the game thing. I did unlock the mulch, which I didn't end up using at all, which is quite unfortunate. Because it's that I could take a perennial action instead of the rondelle action. And I don't really think it was that useful. I am a BGG blogger, so I laugh a lot at that score tier. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. I love that. That's pretty awesome that you're a blogger on BGG. That's so fun. All right, friends. So that is going to be everything for today's playthrough of Three Sisters Harvest Edition. Huge shout out to 25th Century Games. They did send me this for review, so I appreciate it. They know how much I love Three Sisters, so I was super happy to be able to dive into this new version. Like I said, this really did invigorate my love for Three Sisters again. Just playing your favorite game over and over again and just kind of not really getting bored of it, but just it's the same game over and over again. It's always fun, but I kind of lost a little bit of my love for it. But being able to add in additional things and change up the game really does help bring back that love of the game. And it also does bring in so much variation to the game and really changes things up. And dependent on my mood, I'll be able to add in different modules. So yeah, very fun. Absolutely loved it. Have a good one. Zypher, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Bonds. Thank you. Hopefully you're having a good morning. Oh my god, that game organization with everything being equal hits that OCD level perfectly. Yep. But yes, thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for streaming this one at a Europe-friendly time. You're welcome, Gabrielle. Yeah, I do want to do this more often. I feel like most people, with closer time to me, are able to still join for these, unless you're, at work and you can't join for them, live. But, yeah, this makes it so that, some people can watch with a closer time zone to me, but then also those of you who it's super, super late when I stream at 7, those of you can join in and hang out live, which is always fun. I'm playing my brand new copy of Three Sisters for the first time ever right now, playing the base game. Nice! Aaronwy, hopefully you're having a good time. Good luck. Explorers of the North Sea, I have played 170 plus time at least once a month since June 2018 or something. Wow, that's amazing. I can see why it gets so much love from X and Right fans. Honestly, it has a really good gameplay to it. I love the dice drafting part of it, and then I also just love truly all of the games from 25th Century Games and Motor City Gameworks. They all have such great comboing, which is just the best feeling ever and exactly what you want in a roll and write. So yeah, it's just fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much for the stream. I'm glad I could make this one. Thank you so much for joining, Jade. Also, Monica, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for the stream, Jenna. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much, Kevin. Have a great weekend. Thank you for the fun stream. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you all so much. Have a good rest of your weekend. I'm actually heading off to a convention tomorrow, a local convention here. So I'm going to be playing games all day tomorrow, all day Sunday, and I'm very excited to play some games that I love and some new to me games. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys in a video that'll be up hopefully within the next 2 hours. Fingers crossed I can get it up within the next 2 hours before I have to make dinner. And then yeah, I will see you in another video next week, live stream next week. Have a good weekend and have a great weekend, Jenna. Now I gotta go play this. Yes, go play it, Ian. Maybe you guys can play it this weekend. I think that'd be a great option. Sounds horribly fun. Oh, yes, just horribly fun. All right, have a good weekend, friends. Love you. Bye-bye.